What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to my TED Talk about narcissistic parents. This video is a little different here because I'm diving into some personal updates on where I am with my journey. But before we dive into this whole video, I hope you're having a great, fantastic Wednesday. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you're doing great. I know things are tough, especially if you know about astrology and astronomy and tarot. It is rough energetically coming into Aries season, closing out Pisces, but continue to move forward because you are fucking powerful and you're amazing. You are what you think and feel. Remember that. That's for other videos on this content, but this video is in details about narcissistic parent. so, um, for those who have watched a few other videos, if you haven't, I will link a playlist somewhere right here or in the description of my little TED Talk here that I want to be having as like a weekly thing for an episode or two, depending on how people feel about it. And my main purpose of it is to just help people understand who are dealing with it or think they have a narcissistic parent or person in general in their life and try to navigate through all of that because it is difficult, but it is possible. So do not forget that. However, I got my hair all over my face, but listen. So, me personally, I have struggled with an on and off thing of, you know, not wanting to fully accept it. And sometimes I have a difficult time fully accepting it, even though I am aware of my situation when it comes to both of my parents. However, recently, I'm not asking for any sympathy. Just want to disclaim that for those keyboard warriors over here. My father has been feeling really sick, but both of my parents are very much older. You know, they are in their 50s and 60s. But I found out from my mother that my dad is really sick. So it's been an on and off thing mentally for me as a survivor from narcissistic abuse, that wanting to have a parent and having expectations or standards as a parent should be in your own way. And that depends on the person. For me, you know, both of my parents did what they could, and I'm grateful for that, regardless of how the relationship may be here. Um, but it's definitely taken a toll on me a little bit from finding out that it gave me the urge and feeling that, you know, my father might pass away, you know, because both of my parents are vaccinated and both of my parents are very old and live a stressful life of, you know, daily working. And, you know, my relationship with my brother is not the best. So, and for those who have watched me before, you know, I have two brothers that are not alive, and I didn't know about it, you know, growing up until 16 or 17, perhaps. But that definitely has taken a toll on me in how I try to navigate my relationships. And when you have a narcissistic parent, you're more likely enabled to come across them in relationships, whether it's friends, love, and romance. And it's all to teach you a valuable lesson and to see if you really learned it and apply it to your life. It's definitely difficult, but it is possible. And that's the mentality and perspective you have to have upon it. And knowing that the only way to win against a narcissistic is simply no reaction, no response, full on no contact, or very limited, you know. So I've been on and off on my, you know, decision because it definitely can feel very isolating, especially when you know, have a different path compared to majority of the population, which is not to be belittling someone, but to just simply be like, yo, you know, I've gone down this path and I'm on a spiritual path. You're bound to lose connections, relationships, things and habits, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, psychological. The list goes on of really slingshotting yourself away. And sometimes it adds up, you know, the pressure builds up, the emotions, the thoughts build up, but it's all for a greater purpose because I truly believe, regardless of what it is you are going through or have gone through in your life, you have signed a contract with the universe, God, whatever religion, whatever you are into, something beyond the greater good of us as humans, as a collective. we signed a contract to live the life we are living, and pretty sure it's like 1.4 trillion of out of one that you are born. So you got to realize how blessed and amazing you are, and the ability to be alive is a blessing in a nutshell, regardless of your circumstances, your situation. And it's easier said than done. It's easy to say that. I get it. You know, everyone as a worldwide collective here, we're all going through a major transformation, and the world itself, the universe itself, is feeling it. What goes down on here is going the same above, if not even stronger, amplified, and even wilder, if that's even a word. So like more chaos. You know, you see chaos on earth, but it's a matter of being able to carry yourself through and navigating and remaining on the journey. Sorry, my mind went blank there. But that's a little rant. So let's come back to the factor of the difficulties being a narcissistic survivor. You know, it definitely is a point where if you are dealing with one, it requires a lot of healing, you know, and it takes every day. You want to live it moment by moment, day by day, because that's an ever ending cycle for all of us, for self love, self concept, self confidence, self care, all of that of the healing effort and spirituality that is a real deal is a daily practice, a daily catching yourself, a daily where you fall and you got to brush yourself back up. And that's a part of the process, especially with narcissistic parents. You never want to loosen up the thought of being worthy. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of anything and everything and more once you truly just surrender and let go and forgive and have compassion, but also just move forward. It's easier said than done, but you'd rather look at the window of the car instead of the rear view mirror on your past, regardless if you're dealing with narcissistic parents or not. But what was I gonna say? Excuse me, fuck. That coffee hit me bad. I never drink coffee. A little side note, do not drink coffee, especially if your energy is all over the place. But what was I saying? Anyway, it is difficult, you know. Sometimes the thoughts that kick in are some like, oh, I wish my parents were able to believe in me, trust in me, you know, motivate me in some sort to not want to do the regular traditional life. And there's no problem with that. It's just if you feel it in your heart, if you feel it in your soul at some point, or you always felt it, you gotta follow it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta follow it, you gotta trust it. A little bit of faith, a drop of rain, a drop of mustard of faith and trust in yourself or the universe will take you a long fucking road ahead. But what else do I want to mention? I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video, but I'm definitely gonna turn this into a series. But you know, for me, as of recent, connecting back to my father, you know, as a father that I've, you know, wanted to have, but he did his best he could to provide and take care of me and take care of the family as a man. And I will always appreciate that of him, even through the narcissistic um, abuse, verbal, mental, even physical at some points. Um, you know, no one deserves to be treated like that. It's common decency to at least be caring or loving or appreciative or grateful for anyone, your son, your daughter, your friend, anything. And to the people that I have hurt in any sense or any way, um, I have no excuse other than to admit when I'm wrong, admit and accept it and be a better person. But I do sincerely apologize, even if they don't watch this video or not. But um, it's definitely something that's not easy. But there's beauty in the evolution, there's beauty in the expansion of being able to receive and give love. And that's what the world lacks. A lot of hatred, a lot of hate, a lot of negativity gets the spotlight to program and wash people's brain and make them feel worthless, make them feel like they can't do better for themselves, make them feel that they don't deserve anything, and never expect anything from anyone. But as a son that has a pretty toxic environment growing up, I definitely do wish at times that I could have the father that I wanted or visualized or thought of, rather it's from other people that I've watched growing up or people I grew up with, seeing how their family was. But everyone has family problems. That's just, at this point, everyone has family problems regardless. But it definitely can screw you up mentally. If it wasn't for fitness, if it wasn't for astrology, if it wasn't for tarot, I tell people, if it gets personal, if it wasn't for those three things, honestly, I don't know what path I would have walked down. I know fitness saved my life mentally, emotionally, from feeling like a black hole was sucking me up completely, and just a pit of darkness, a pit of negativity, a pit of negative thoughts. You know, I never had the deep suicidal thoughts because I feel like I wouldn't be able to, but I've definitely think or visualized before of it happening, whether it was a past life or this, like just from what I've been going through. Um, I've definitely had those visualizations, and sometimes I still don't know if it was a past life where I just gave up. It was too much pressure, too much on my heart, too much on my soul, where I felt like I was never going to be able to receive the love that I wanted from, my parents or other people. And it definitely came down to the understanding and acceptance of knowing and realizing that everything is a mere reflection of you, and you have contracts with everyone you come across for some type of growth and evolution to happen or to remain in the same spot. And a lot of people stay in the same spot, and it sucks, and it's very isolating when you're aware of that, because you put your boundaries, not your walls. That's the better form of respecting and loving yourself, and wanting space for people and places and things that can match that, because everything is a reflection of you. And it's a daily practice. You can't be too hard on yourself. You got to brush it off and keep pushing and change your mindset, change your perspective. And I struggle with that. I'm a double Cancer with an Aries moon and a Saturn in Gemini. My fucking ass is, I troll myself. Like, I troll myself and trip myself out and go into these deep rabbit holes, these deep anxiety moments and panic attacks, and I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. It's different for everyone, and astrology definitely just is a language that speaks and shows what is going on as a collective, but in your own life where you can, connect the dots. It's a language, and it depends on how you interpret it, and that's why astrology and tarot, because tarot confirms the astrology, and tarot definitely confirmed a lot of things for me in my life. Um, you know, but I don't want to make this video too long. I definitely want to make it like a TED Talk podcast kind of vibe with the microphone and the setup that I have instead of just my camera, and make it longer, but also dive deeper to those who may be struggling with a narcissistic parent or person in your life, or wanting to know the information, the facts behind it, the evidence, and just to better yourself and the personal development and growth from it, and to really heal. Um, the more you put into yourself and investment in yourself, that's where you can see and live a better life. And I'm trying not to get emotional, but that's why I probably want to cut the video off. But I know somebody needed to hear that, and I hope you continue walking this path.